YouTube has actually been around for 17 years, and when the platform was originally announced to us, everyone was extremely excited. They were advertising that, hey, you could post whatever you want, what genre you like, and you can monetize off the very first video. Of course, this caught plenty, thousands, millions of people's eyes, and people started posting videos. And the best thing about this was you didn't have to be anybody. You didn't have to have a certification. You didn't have to have credits or have notoriety to post on this platform. You could be literally a civilian, a person from Timbuktu, and can still get your voice out there. Anyone on this planet can tell their story, and still to this day. The reason YouTube blew up the way it blew up was because people all around the world was discovering each other on the internet. And because of this, the top genres out there now is gaming and makeup and ASMR. There's plenty more that comes with that, but usually when you search on YouTube now, the trending page, you'll see gaming, sports, makeup, and a couple other genres along with it. As millions of content creators started to come along, YouTube made it a criteria that for you to now get monetized, you need 1K followers and 4,000 watch hours. And I completely understand that. You know, you don't want somebody just making a video once every 10 years and then expecting they're going to get money from it. You know, especially with it being 37 million content creators currently on YouTube as of today. I understand why they will put these implications in for people to know they have to work a little bit harder to get the reward. But a couple of days ago, in the gaming industry, Coryxkenshin, he is a YouTuber with 14.3 million views. He's a good YouTuber. I'm personally a follower of him. I've watched him for years. He's not controversial. He's not a liability. He's nice. He makes good content. You know, his viewership speaks for itself. His subscribers speaks for itself. His likes speak for himself. And his content speaks for himself. When it comes to Corey's work, it's wholesome. You know what I mean? He does it for the fans. He's here for the fans. He makes people laugh. There's nothing of a red flag when it comes to Cory. So 6 days ago, when he posted a video saying YouTube, racism, and favoritism, this caused some eyes because he is one of the top content creators in the gaming genre of YouTube. So when I clicked on the video and I saw how he was talking about, he played a game called The Mortuary. If you don't know, the game is very dark. It's very depressing. It's a horror game. Apparently, there is a very high-rated R scene in this game that he posted. His video was age restricted, and then later on, as he's looking at why the video is age restricted, he's looking at his counterparts, the people that's also in the same peer group as him. These gamers also have the same game, The Mortuary, up on their page. He goes to look at their videos and they're not age restricted. He goes to look at smaller content creators that have this same game posted on their YouTube channel, and they also are not age restricted. Unbeknownst to us, Cory has been struggling with YouTube for a while now, but this is his first time actually bringing it up on his platform. And so when this particular situation with The Mortuary happened, he decided to contact the YouTube rep. Now, I don't know if you know Cory as a content creator, but he is a content creator that makes videos and then periodically goes on hiatuses. He brought up an example of how there was a video he did 9 months ago that was doing fine. It wasn't age restricted. It wasn't demonetized. It wasn't flagged. It was a perfect video. It was getting good views. Nothing was happening. The moment he came off of a 9-month age restriction, he came back to the video being unmonetized. This infuriated him because he was wondering, why is it every time that I come back to make content, every time I show my face, my videos are put into timeout. I'm under a microscope. I'm being ridiculed for the work I do, even though it's the same work that my counterparts and millions of YouTubers out there do today, and they're not getting any type of hurt. This brings in him bringing in Markiplier's video with the exact same scene. Even I think Markiplier video was showing a little bit more, and he's sending it to the YouTube reps like, hey, this is Markiplier. He's on the same wavelength as me. He's did the exact same game as me, the exact video game scenes as me, and probably has even shown more, and he didn't get age restricted. So they come back after manually reviewing it and say, hey, we're going to check into this. Day later, they come back and say, actually, the age restriction is off. We're going to put your video back up. Now, justifiably so, Corey's angry. He's enraged. I don't know if you're a POC. I don't know if you've ever experienced racism in any type of way, but a lot of times in our lives, we experience things called microaggressions, macroaggressions, and racism. The fact is, you don't have to call somebody the N-word to actually call them the N-word, to actually treat them like they're N-word or treat them as if they are less than or beneath you. And so a lot of times, especially me as a Black content creator, as a Black woman that walks this earth, there are times you have to sift through things and wonder, is this happening because of my race? Is this happening because of who I am as a person? Or is this happening because of protocol? And so that's why he was trying to figure out, why do I have to show you a video from my white counterpart, from my white peer, that, hey, his video is just fine, for you to look at my video to take the shackles off? And a lot of the times this happens to people in every industry when it comes to entertainment. The Black content creators, the Black artists, the Black entertainers are put under this microscope, are put in this liability cage, and are picked on and talked about and being used until they're no longer needed. And as we as entertainers, we're forced to sit there with this tape over our mouths and can't say anything. And I see how Corey, for a long time now, wouldn't say anything. He is a content creator sitting at 14 million subscribers. He's the anomaly. He's a Black content creator in the gaming industry that has made it. And he's experiencing these racist scenarios, these disregarding messages, feeling like he's being ostracized. And I can see how somebody of that stature, that is a POC, can feel like, I made it here. I have the ability to be here, so I'm not going to say anything. This is his first time speaking out. And apparently he's been having trouble with YouTube for years now. But this was just a nail in the coffin for him to speak out. What gets me is, and the facts is the facts, and I'm going to speak on it. The moment your favorite YouTuber threatens to put down the mic, why is it that us as fans start to realize what's going on? When Jacksepticeye posted his video elaborating on what happened to Corey and what he has also been experiencing with YouTube, I scrolled through literally millions of comments of, thank you for talking about this subject, and I didn't know this was happening to you, and we stand by you, and we appreciate this. And it's like, content creators have been talking about this for years, including me, a plethora of Black artists, of Black content creators have been expressing the demonetization of their content, the microaggressions, the being disregarded. But the moment the top gaming content creator expresses what's going on, it's almost as if everyone wants to become woke and say, hey, we're here for you and we see you and this is ridiculous that YouTube is doing. No, and this is the truth. And you guys know this. This is the truth. People have been talking about this for years, not only on this platform, but in different industries, in different rooms, on different screens. And we've all known about this. See the bullshit that YouTube has been bringing into our lives when it comes to censorship, when it comes to not showing certain things. That's why we always have this discussion of why is it that my favorite YouTubers isn't talking about the things they used to talk about when they first started. Because the moment that money starts to roll in and you have all these restrictions of, you can't show this, you can't say this, you can't put this in there. They're sitting there afraid. They're sitting there scared. A lot of our dreams is to have YouTube be our number one income. And for a lot of us, we're not willing to risk constantly cussing, constantly being controversial, constantly being a liability for y'all so we don't get the money that we need or the money that we deserve to pay our bills. But don't act like this is just new. I saw a literal comment that said, wow, I can't believe it took Cory making one video to start a revolution. And I'm like, there are plenty of content, like thousands of content creators out there that have posted the exact same thing that Cory has said. That is saying even more than what Cory has said. But the only reason you make it seem like he's starting this revolution, the only reason you make it seem like he's doing something spectacular that anybody else is doing is because he is just the biggest of the YouTubers that ever did it. He's just the quote unquote bravest of the YouTubers that has ever did it. But there are millions of YouTubers that have been talking about this for years. Even down to the point of when YouTube first started. And now don't get me wrong. When it comes to Cory, when it comes to Jacksepticeye, if you ever hear this, if you ever listen to me, I want you to know I really do appreciate you coming out, making these videos, talking about the bullshit that YouTube is doing to us. Thank you. Like from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for shedding that light. Because it was needed. Because even though I'm expressing how smaller content creators were already talking about this subject, it is important that we got that big fish to also say something. So for that, I forever will respect you for that. But this is what I want to say about YouTube personally. The only reason people are shaking in their boots is because, like I said, the big fishes started talking. They started showing what's going on. Even though this has been an issue that's been happening for years with smaller content creators, YouTube knows the game. It's YouTube. They know the analytics. They know which videos are going to make it, how long they're going to make it, how long they're going to be seen, when they're going to be seen. They also know how society is. A lot of the times when society gets a piece of information that is important, they will hold on to it for 13 seconds and then let it go. They know that when it comes to this world of entertainment and influencers and celebrities, they know that everything is happening so much at one time that no matter if somebody talks about this topic of YouTube messing over content creators or YouTube playing content creators, they know that at any moment a celebrity might die or a celebrity might get caught doing coke. And then it's like that's going to turn the topic into them. So the reason YouTube has never cared all these years because YouTube knows people are not going to focus on this topic for too long. Or hell, even for an hour. And so when Cory and when Jacksepticeye posted these videos, the top 2 content creators in gaming of YouTube is watching now. They're not afraid. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. They're not afraid, but they're watching. They're like, oh shit, Our biggest fishes are talking, but we know they still don't have power. You know why YouTube would never care is because until we find a platform, until we make a platform, an app, a website, another source where we can do the exact same thing they're doing, they know that we as content creators are not going anywhere. They know that we as content creators need them in a certain way. Yeah, we can name websites like Patreon and Twitch and all these other alternative places we can go. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the search engine, when it comes to people coming to look for information, coming to look for entertainment, look for movies, look for videos, they go to YouTube. And so even though the executives are sitting in the office, sitting there looking and watching these videos of Cory and Jacksepticeye trend on the front page for these past couple of days, they know that we as the viewers, we as the subscribers aren't going anywhere. And so it's important for us to show them differently. It's important to us to show that, hey, we're still boycotting. Hey, that this is important to us. Our favorite content creators not getting paid, not being monetized, having racism thrown at them. That's not okay. It starts with y'all. The purpose of not forgetting, the purpose of not just moving on. You cannot look at these videos that these top tier content creators and content creators in general make and just focus on it for the 30 minutes it's up and then move on with your lives. Not only in YouTube, but this is just happening in the entertainment industry in whole, how entertainers are being fucked over. POC entertainment, black entertainers are being fucked over by these corporations, by these companies. They are getting sucked dry of the creativity they bring, of the content they bring, and then they are thrown away when they don't have any use. And the moment a black artist or a POC artist starts to quote unquote act up, the restrictions of like censorship, of demonetization, of content strikes start to happen because YouTube knows what they're doing. They will do anything they can when you get to that top level tier of shutting up. The reason I respect Jacksepticeye is because he posted a second video explaining what happened within those couple of days of posting the first video of responding to Cory. And he showed, oh, he's still getting fucked with. And they're still messing with him. And they're still age restricting and taking down and putting back up. From the looks of it, it seems like YouTube is very much dysfunctional. It looks like their system of seeing what videos are copyrighted, seeing what videos are allowed, is ridiculous. The way Jacksepticeye explained it was, it seems like a computer looks for the copyrights first. And then once you as a content creator goes to appeal that copyright, then a human goes to look at it and sees if it's good or not. And then whether if that human decides, oh, this is good content or not, then your video can be monetized again. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We as content creators have been talking about this for years, of how YouTube was such a ahead of its time thing. How YouTube was a great platform. You could cuss, you could express yourself, you could do all these things, and slowly, year after year after year after year, the censorship start coming in, and you can't say this, or you have to have a video to be this long to be monetized, and you can't do this and this and this and this, and it's like, it's ridiculous. You have to have this many ads on your videos, and your ads have to be this. But like I said again, and I said earlier, they know we aren't going anywhere. So either we gather up to make a brand new website, bigger, better, more structured, more free than YouTube, or we take our work somewhere else. Because there are platforms out there like Patreon. There are platforms out there like OnlyFans and stuff where people would pay, where people would sit down and actually be loyal to us and pay us for what we's worth, and not have to worry about, oh my God, because I said the word fuck and on the time marker 3:15, would I get copyright strike or would I get taken down? It shouldn't take Cory or Jacksepticeye to come out and talk about the bullshit that YouTube is saying for you as subscribers and you as followers to listen. That's crazy to me. Not only but like I said, thousands of other small content creators have been talking about the same bullshit they have been doing. But you only decide to listen when it's the biggest YouTuber on the fucking platform that threats, I'm going to put up the mic, I'm going to put up the gaming system, I'm not going to play again. It's giving very much fake. It's like, I don't even really feel like you guys are truly understanding what we as content creators are saying. For us that do not have a 9-to-5 job, for us that do this for a living, it's important that our videos are monetized. It's important that we as POCs and Black artists are not looked at under a microscope because of the skin of our color, because of the content we create. Y'all don't realize that in those first couple hours, that is detrimental. So when YouTube is deciding to demonetize and age restrict your stuff, those first couple hours is detrimental because that is the time span of when your subscribers are tuning in the most. Yeah, of course, they will tune in after weeks and months or whatever, or throughout the day. But those first 2 hours is when everybody has eyes on you because it's new, it's fresh, it's in their feed. They want to get it consumed. They want to watch it and then head on to the next video. And that's what YouTube is doing. They are demonetizing and age restricting his videos, Black content creators' videos, in that very important time span of when they should be making money, when they can be making money. And then they're releasing the age restriction. They're releasing the demonetization after that mark. And by the time it's released, all the views have already been there. People have already watched it. And now they're making damn near pennies and paychecks because that 2-hour time span they spent contacting YouTube reps trying to get that same block off so they can get the paycheck they deserve. And it's fucked. And that's why I'm coming on here asking you to please do not let this go under the rug. Go onto your Twitters, go onto your Instagrams, share the videos of Cory and Jacksepticeye. Go to YouTube, make your own personal emails and email them and tell them to stop this because this has been happening for years. Go support the smaller content creators that have been talking about these subjects for years and no one has noticed. If you really see what YouTube has been doing, if you really see the damage they have done and the selection of when it comes to Black people and white people and content, actually show that. Don't just leave a comment under the video and say, hey, I support you and I stand by you. How are you going to stand by them? How are you going to show them that you're there for them? This takes action. If we really want YouTube to change, if we really want YouTube to lay down the censorships and the copyright strikes and the age restrictions, we as the subscribers, we as the followers need to contact them and get into their DMs and get into their emails and say this needs to stop. And name all the content creators they fucked over and name the videos that are being wrongfully tagged and be taken down. This isn't something that's going to change in one day. This isn't something that's just going to change tomorrow or next week. This is a monthly thing. This is going to probably take years. We have to do this because at the end of the day, yes, we do need our content creators. Those are the people that help us escape for a couple hours in a day and learn something or entertain us for a couple minutes. They are important. I know you're probably sitting there thinking, well, this doesn't affect me, so why should I care? Why should I put in the work? It doesn't matter. These people eat as well. These people get paid off of the work they do. And no matter if you like it or not, content creation is hard. We sit here for hours and hours and hours creating for you guys, making thumbnails for you guys, trying to make your guys' days a little bit better. I understand how this might not bring any substance to you because you're not in the industry, but it's important. Not only for big content creators, but for the content creators that are coming up in this life, coming up in this realm. We need to know that our content is safe. We need to know that we can be able to speak about whatever we need to speak about and not have to be under a microscope and not have to be analyzed or be ostracized for who we are as people. So keep the videos in rotation. Do just something you can so we can change not only YouTube, but potentially change the industry. It's ridiculous how creators are just constantly being messed over for what? We're good workers. We're good content creators. We're good influencers. And it seems like no matter where we go, there's no good business. There's no genuine help or genuine care that we're struggling or being picked on. So if you say you woke, if you say you understand and that you stand by them and you stand by us, then please show us that you stand. Please show us that you are behind us because we need you right now. This is important. All eyes are on Cory and Jacksepticeye as we speak. Keep those eyes on them. Keep those eyes on those platforms. And do whatever you can to keep this in rotation. Do not let this die out.